people, we are here! Pokemon Fire Red! This is incredible. Pokemon Day 2026 was an absolute success. Coming off of work, long day in the lab, here to place the various buttons will be explained. Okay. Look at this, I'm playing with a controller and not an emulator on my computer. Excellent stuff. Good old Professor Oak talking to us. Hello, glad to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited by far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Use battling. I prefer using Pokemon as a profession. First, tell me a little about yourself. Alright, boy. We should be able to fit Emerald in there. Oops. Yeah, perfect. That's how I usually do it on these older games. Yes. Our rival. Gotta call him Raymond. Oops. Maybe one day we'll beat him in BHDL. Eventually. Someday. In playoffs. Emerald. Your very own Pokemon Legend is about to unfold. That's right. I hold A and it speeds up the text. Interesting. Alright, so we need to talk, okay, because Pokemon Day, there's a lot to unpack, not just this game, but, get my potion. I guess let's start with this game, right? So I think about a week ago, we learned that we were going to be getting, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, right, for the Switch. And a massive uproar happened, because half of the people that were like me were excited by the prospect of having this game. Let me see, let's look at our options. Make it fast, balancing on, set. Now, a lot of folks didn't want it. I wanted it because I knew that if it was on... if we didn't pay for it, if it wasn't on the eShop, right? If it was on Nintendo Switch Online, there wouldn't be home compatibility. So we have to go to Oak first? I think we just have to go walk in the grass. And he'll come and get us. Wait, don't go out! Sensei, all Pokemon live in tall grass. Pokemon for your protection. Come with me. Now, I knew that if it was on Nintendo Switch Online, we wouldn't get home compatibility. So I was perfectly fine paying the $20 for it. I mean, I paid $10 for the Virtual Console games on 3DS. I mean, this is on the Switch, so it makes sense to be a little bit more expensive, and also inflation and all that jazz. So I'm like, you know what, that's fine. 15 might have been more appropriate, but I guess with inflation, you know, and all that, because it makes sense. So, now the question is, what do we pick for our starter? Got Bulbasaur. No. Squirtle. No. Folks, it's Fire Red. We have to choose the Charmander. Of course, we have to choose the Charmander. Just like in my Legends ZA playthrough, we'll name it after Brandon. Now here's the deal. I was gonna get something else. People didn't think that even though this game had, or it was gonna buy on the eShop to have, right? Like, think about it. Like, I own this game, okay? Just like I always have freaking my Virtual Console Gens 1 and 2 on my DSs. I'm gonna always have this on my Switch. So that's great. Now, probably pretty soon get Leaf Green too, so I can trade during the playthrough. I am planning on making this a Nuzlocke, I guess I should say. Here, let me just get all my thoughts off my head real quick. people didn't think it was going to be worth it to buy this game. But listen, folks, I have never played this game. I can understand. You know, like Pokemon was saying, if you've already played this game, right, and if you have it physically, you don't. That's fine. You don't need the game. I understand that. I've never played it, and here I am presented with an opportunity to play it and then transfer up these Pokemon up to modern day. Now, it's not like these are necessarily Pokemon that we don't have. I mean, basically, the most useful thing, realistically, is that there's going to be a Deoxys. So if Pokemon Bank ever goes under, I mean, Deoxys was one of the last few things that we didn't have access to, right, on the Switch. So now we officially do have a way to get ourselves a Deoxys because it was confirmed. Another great thing that people didn't think was going to happen was the events. How are we going to get the events? Oh, guess what? They just give us those passes at the end of the game. So they have, like, slightly edited these games. They put in some language filters, I think. And, I don't know if they did any upscaling with the graphics slightly or something like that. I don't know. But, that's the biggest thing. Is that we still can get Deoxys and I guess Ho-Oh and Lugia, too. So yeah. Let's go ahead and battle Raymond real quick. See what you got here, buddy. Nuzlocke hasn't started because we haven't gotten Pokeballs yet. We got that Squirtle, though. I've had a Pokemon battle, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about here. Now, here's the other thing, too. We've really never... Although we have played Fire Red and Leaf Green, technically on the channel, yes. But it was a ROM, right? And it was a randomizer. So, does it really count? Does it really count? Like, I don't think so. Like, in my head... Here's the thing, too. All the like, the playthroughs, like, that people do with stuff like that, like, I don't really consider it, like, a real playthrough. This is a real legitimate playthrough. I'm going to be able to transfer out these Pokemon from this game into Pokemon Home, which is absolutely incredible. So I could always use this in Pokemon Champions, which I'm going to get to here in a minute. I just need to get all my thoughts off about this game here. Sweet, we hit level 6. Now, here's the other thing, too, that's great about this game, right? Generation 3, technically. So that means that these Pokemon have abilities. So this is gonna... Well, I have played Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, right? Never played on the channel, though. But this is just, like, pure Kanto. If we take a look here, I need to see how this looks. Quirky, look at that blaze! Like, we never had this, man! Every time I played through freaking Gens 1 and 2... I didn't have any of this. This was the first ever remake. So, very exciting. It does have a bit more special attack, it would seem. Quirky nature. That's pretty good, nice and neutral. I do think that the D-pad is a little bit better for this, but I do really enjoy using the handheld controller rather than my keyboard, to be honest with you. Alright, let's just skip through all this. Okay, I guess we'll get a little bit of battling in. I'm assuming that he healed me up. Yeah. Now, of course, the dex for this game is, at least the initial playthrough, is all going to be just Kanto, right? It's just Kanto. It's just Pokemon Red with a bright color paint, right? Even then, it's a lot of fun. But the biggest thing, though, is the abilities, my friend. The abilities, my friends. Absolutely incredible stuff. That's what really makes this game stand out from the other ones. Now, my buddy that got me into Pokemon, his first game was Fire Red and Leaf Green. So, if I would have had a Game Boy Advance, and if I would have frickin'... I mean, it was right at my age demo. Unfortunately, I didn't even get a DS until I was like 10 or something like that. And I didn't even start playing Pokemon until I was 13. That gap there does not... It seems a lot longer. It seems way longer from the time I turned 10 to the time I turned 13. Until I got my first Pokemon game. Pretty crazy. Ember. There we go. Do need to heal up, though. So, being able to play this game finally, and not just like a frick... Because the ROM hacks don't count, man. Not only are they fake, they're just a bunch of numbers, right? This is like real Pokemon right here. Um, it's all random, so I don't have the. I never got the true experience. Oh, I should be using Ember. Gotta put Ember at first. Oh yeah, that's stab, baby. Oh, and plus I'm Blaze right now. Low key, I might just stay right here because I'm Blaze. It's not that. There, oh, okay, there we go. Move that there. That, yes, thank you. Now, is that all that I wanted to say? We got the Ox, we got Ho-Oh. I mean, I think that since we picked this one, we get Raikou, which is honestly pretty solid. It's probably one of the better ones of the trio. Or at least my personal favorite. Although we already have so many Suicunes and Entei and Raikous either way, so it doesn't really matter. This probably one-shots this thing with Blaze. Yeah. Oh, crit too. Heck yeah, man. Now then, let's get on into this town. Let's heal up and let's get some Pokeballs. Like I said, this is going to be a Nuzlocke. I think I pretty much said everything I need to about this game, because I got more things to talk about, right? So apparently this game is already compatible with Pokemon Home. I don't know. That's what they're saying on Twitter. I don't know if it is or not, but, you know. The biggest thing is that they've already apparently found out that Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald is, like, encoded into this game. So, I mean, it would really just be a money loser for them. Wasted potential for them not to put. They already have the engine for it, right? They already have the engine clearly for the Game Boy Advance. Just put Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald on here too. Thank you. I'll take that parcel. So I'm pretty sure those are coming. Not sure when, but they'll come. I mean, it was the same thing we had back in the day, 10 years ago, pretty much to the date, 2016. Back in the good old days. Back before I had to become a working adult. Although I guess now I got my own money, so getting this isn't a problem. Versus back then, I think I had to like... No, I still had lifeguard money then. But I had to use eShop cards. Probably. But the biggest thing, right, is that we had Ruby Sapphire... No, we had Red, Blue, Yellow, right? And then not long after, eventually we got Gen 2 on the Virtual Console as well. And the Virtual Console was really the gift that kept on giving, right? Because I had the games, and eventually whenever they were about to shut it down, I was like, okay, I need to go ahead and hurry up and just bite the bullet. And I got I got red, blue, yellow. I think I had one of each. I got red, blue, yellow. Gold, silver, crystal on one, my main DS, and then I got, I think, crystal and yellow on another one to be able to trade over. That way I could freely trade. It's kind of what I'm probably going to do here. Is on my second Switch. This is exactly why I did not want to sell my Switch OLED and have my Switch 2. That's another big reason why I want to get the Switch 2, was have a good working, because my Switch 2017 does not work anymore. I mean, it does, but with the battery, man, I need to get that thing recycled. But basically, I know I've been rambling a lot, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm going to be able to transfer, just like I did in the old Virtual Console days, between the versions, trade them up, and yeah, get my trade evos. But with the old Virtual Console games, like I said, the gift that kept on giving was the fact that we got the hidden abilities. Anytime you transferred a Pokemon from those games, they had their hidden abilities. Now, of course, with this, that's not going to be the case, because they already have abilities, right? So I highly doubt that it would just go from having the abilities they have here to having their hidden abilities, but that's okay. We still got those other games. I could always get the hidden abilities if I wanted to there. And it doesn't even really matter anymore because we have ability patches either way, so... Not as big a deal as it used to be, but man, hidden abilities used to be a big deal back in the day. Used to literally be grinding on the Dex nav to get those hidden abilities, man. Alright, we're up to level 8. Alright. Let's keep it moving here. Now, I guess we can get into, let me see. We've got Pokemon Champions, obviously, coming out, right? And some folks have been a little bit dubious by the Battle Pass system, but I really don't think it's cause for alarm, folks. Based on what I've seen, um, like the Mega Stones, right, which is the biggest thing that we need to get from them, seems like you get those, like in the free version, right? It seems like the paid one, like Embor was behind one of the locked ones. And we have access to all the Pokemon from Pokemon Home. I mean, realistically, that part doesn't matter. So we're good on that front. So, I don't think it should be too much cause for concern, honestly. We'll see all though ultimately once it comes out. I think we're gonna be okay. And really, I mean, I'm thinking about draft, right? The future of the BHDL in Champions. Because obviously, right, like we will be able to gen up. We might not even have to worry about genning our Mons, right? Because it seems like we can just reset the EVs and do them there. Although it costs whatever in-game currency. So if it ends up being that it's harder to get, then we might just gen the Mons and put them in home and then send over. That's the other thing too, right? With that diagram. So they had like going from Fire Red and Leaf Green, transfer into home. We can withdraw and deposit from Scarlet and Violet and ZA. But with Pokemon Champions, it had a different term. It said Link, right? So it's almost as if the Pokemon aren't actually being put in there, per se. More so, they're in home, right? But the Pokemon Champions is connecting to it. It's taking that Pokemon and saying, okay, this is its moveset, this is whatever, and then like importing it somehow. Not like directly putting it into the game, but just like linking up with whatever it is. I don't know. That might just be me interpolating too much or trying to overthink it. We'll see. Because the box spaces, I think, were only like 80. Hopefully we can get more than that. We could always move stuff in and out, but we'll see ultimately what happens. We really need like a Pokemon Champions Direct or something like that. I think isn't there a route down here that has more Pokemon? This is going to be our first encounter. I know that there's one down here. Used to not know hardly anything about Kanto, but I've played through the game several times, like I said, on the Virtual Console, so... Let's see what we got here. This is our, what, Route 22 encounter, I guess? Mankey Classic. Do just a little scratch. Hopefully we catch this thing. You're doing a lot of damage there, buddy. Jeez. Pushing up. So I'm locking in right now. But ultimately, I mean, I really feel like Pokemon Champions is going to be the GOAT. We've already seen some abilities on some of the Megas. I mean, it makes sense that Greninja would stay the same. Okay, I can get one more scratch off, realistically. Yeah. I don't like how this thing keeps on luring me, though. That's not good. Because ultimately what we want Pokemon Champions to do is kind of have that Pokemon Go effect. And you'll notice it's been 10 years since Pokemon Go. Like, we're repeating the cycle. 10 years. The 30th anniversary. Last time was the 20th anniversary. It's like we're going on in this cyclical nature, but we keep going upwards over time. I don't know who to name this after. I don't know if anyone in BHDL would want to be named after Mankey. So I'll just name them, I'll just name him Prime. Actually, let's name him Amazon. But yeah, I really think that Champions is going to change up the game, and that's what me and my buddy Rick Starr have been talking about. The fact that hopefully it's going to get more people into it, more people playing Pokemon, because not only can play on the Switch, they can play on their phones. And who cares if the mobile version is delayed? We're going to be mostly playing on the Switch anyways. The mobile version is just like if I'm out of town or like something and I still want to play, then I can play. But this is going to be the main version for BHDL and everything. You know, record stuff. That's where I'm doing all my Wi-Fi battles from now on. And that's why I'm not even upset we got Gen 10 finally. Wind and Waves confirmed. But, like, I'm not even upset it's coming out 2027. I've got a personal theory. It might come out a year from today. 2/27/27. It makes sense. Because apparently Grand Theft Auto is going to come out in November. So they might not want to overlap with that. They might decide to push it. Or maybe they thought they needed a little bit of extra time. They already have an extra year on them. Because realistically, it should have come out 2026. That would have been 4 years. So they're getting like 4 years and like 3 months, essentially. And I'm not even upset that Champions isn't until April, because, I mean, they've given us this, they've given us Bokopia, XD Gale of Darkness too. I've been playing all of those to tide myself over until then. So it'll be good. It will be just fine. Alright, here's my route, what, 3 encounter or something? Pidgey. Oh, I gotta go back and get the other one, too. So I guess that we'll get a Rattata of there. I mean, this is just to kind of get Dupe's Claws, essentially. Alright, there we go. Gotta name this after Beanard. Actually, I'll just name it Philadelphia, because I might have something else I'd rather name after Beanard that I want to keep on long term. Just to give myself the option. Because I'm not keeping a Pidgey on the team. We'll just name it Philadelphia. I think that's how you spell Philadelphia. My spelling has not been the best lately. Yeah. I was tripping. I just had to double check. All right, we're walking. I feel like I had some other thoughts about champions. Like I said, we had the abilities for the Mega Kanto stars that they revealed in the trailer. So Greninja kept Protean, same with Chestnut, kept Bulletproof, but Delphox on the broom got itself Levitate. And that's, I mean, it's better than Magician, right? I mean, we all wished that Gengar still had Levitate, right? Removing that ground weakness is big. Little scratch. So I'm pretty content with it keeping that, honestly, or with it gaining that ability. And apparently, I guess, because I didn't really play the ZA meta on Showdown, because I'm like, well, I don't want to play a meta that they're just guessing the abilities, right? But apparently they got them right, which is wild to think that they got those right. There's one Ricky the Rat. It's crazy to think that if they really predicted Delphox to have Levitate, that's insane. But good for them, but I'm sure that they can't possibly get them all right. There's no way. Now, we do want to tramp this Mankey. The Pidgey and the Rattata are pretty much fodder right now. Put you here. What is this Mankey's ability? I'm guessing that it's like inner focus or something. Vital Spirit. Okay, nice. Prevent sleep. That's solid, honestly. For a playthrough. Guts. Nice. Gentle, gentle. Lax is the only one. Lax is like, yeah, plus defense, minus def, I think. Apparently. Not bad. Alright, let's get a move on to the forest. But yeah, man, I mean, ultimately, right, like, Champions is what I've always wanted, and I knew they should hire me, honestly, at Nintendo, because I could have told them. All this stuff that they're doing now, I could have told them to do it. And I would have had them making that money a long time ago, man. So Champions, right? They used to have, like, the Battle Revolution, Battle Stadium, whatever games. That were, like, they put the Pokemon there. And you can transfer them from your other games. I probably meant, like, the Battle Revolution, right? Alright, let's say we got a Weedle. I would like to honestly have a Beedrill. At least in the early game. For Bug Month. Wolf, why is it Bug Month? Why? You're that bored? You're that bored for Champions? You need to tie yourself over with Bug Month, buddy? Wild. Nah, but I do have a shiny Beedrill that I bred back in Houston that I am very excited to use in Pokemon Champions. Because I was thinking, I was like, man, ever since the Dexit, bro. Ever since Dexit. We didn't need a Pokemon Champions until Dexit. But I thought to myself, okay, I understand the vision. Okay, and low-key, we do need more. Okay, we might need to go get some more antidotes. Because we will die. Yeah, I gotta be careful. There's the old classic. You know, the people talking online, like, oh, these games are actually hard. No XP share. When you walk around, you lose HP to poison. Like, okay, let's not act like this is anything too major for us here, okay? Yes, it's modern day Pokemon games are easier, but that never meant that these games were necessarily that hard to begin with. Bug Month. I really need to understand his logic of why he did, what made him do that. And he leans so heavily into it, too. What made you decide that February needed to be Bug Month? And that you must make an announcement about it? I mean, it makes sense. He's kind of just tiding himself over until Champions. I mean, aren't we all? Ain't we all? What is the Techie TV? Oh, useful tips for trainers. We don't need no useful tips for trainers. We'll go ahead and use a potion. And I need to get some cash so I can hopefully get bug Pokemon for Bug Month. Oh, there's a Pokeball down there. It's probably his if he threw. Another Weedle. Hey, we'll get a shiny Weedle these days. I think we're gonna run because I don't want to risk getting poisoned again. I don't have to. Another potion. Okay, make it for the one that we lost. Nice. Here's a bug type trainer right here. Because I gotta keep finishing my points. I knew that a game like Pokemon Champions would be absolutely needed because the games were getting to the point where, I mean, like in Usum, right? We could already see it. we had all the Pokemon in the game, right? But we were up to like 700. They didn't even have the national dex, right? So people were saying even then you technically couldn't catch them all. People were upset there wasn't a national dex, even though all the Pokemon were still in the game, but we couldn't technically have a dex for all the Pokemon. Then we find out that Gen 8, not all the Pokemon are going to be there. Master just has to drop the mic and just let us know. Early on, it was a good thing that he did to have us all prepared for it. I made the foolish mistake of transferring all my Pokemon ahead of time into Pokemon Home, when I could have kept them in Usum and had battles with Joey Fontaine. Should have done that, man. To actually use some of these Pokemon that I bred, like my poor Mega Sceptile and my Mega Beedrill and all those guys that don't have any use. Because it's like, man, I miss my Megas, man. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, there needs to be a Pokemon game that is like Pokemon Battle Revolution, where we can just put the Pokemon from Pokemon Home into that game. We don't need a story, we don't need any of that. Just let us transfer the Mons in, and that's all we need. And Pokemon's like, alright, you know what, bet. We got you, fam. We got you. Matter of fact, after 10 years, we're finally gonna give you what I also thought they should have done a long time ago, which is give us the freaking Gen 3 games on the Virtual Console. And now we're finally... They never explicitly mentioned, they never called this the Virtual Console, by the way. But it's kind of implied that this effectively is this is the spiritual successor of the Virtual Console. Dang it, we got poisoned. We might have to walk back and go heal ourselves and heal ourselves up with potions. Because there's still a good bit of this forest. Get hurt by poison. Brandon's gonna get over leveled here pretty soon, at this rate. Akuna. Goodbye. But yeah, man, I knew that all this stuff that's going on right now, I knew that it would be the way. They should have done it a long time ago, but I guess it makes sense that they waited for the 30th anniversary. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just make sure we're still accurate. Yep. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16. I don't know if the rate changed at some point. I make sure I wasn't gonna get. You gotta check. Better safe than sorry, folks. Okay, let's use our money that we got. Hopefully, buy some more antidotes so we don't have to trek all the way back here again. But yeah, man, Pokemon Champions. I knew that it was gonna be the way, man. Because it was just gonna keep on being more and more Pokemon, right? So if you have a game, and we already got Pokemon Home, which, by the way, they should give us some more slots in Pokemon Home. Although I guess I could delete a lot of them, but you know what I mean. We have Pokemon Home to store all these Pokemon. May as well have a way for us to use them so they're not just sitting there. It's like they're just collecting dust until there's a game that we can transfer them into. Which, you know, Scarlet and Violet was nice because there was some new Pokemon that we didn't have to use, like my Breloom, my Goat Breloom that wasn't in Sword and Shield but was in Scarlet and Violet. That's a good example. Several other Pokemon fit that category too. We'll also have to see what happens in terms of moves, right? Because, I mean, I think they're going to give us apparently there might be an initial dex of like 300, which is solid. That gives us room to then expand to new metas and adapt to them. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh wow, there was an antidote right there. It's fine that we got another one. We go around here. Anytime I think about this map, I just think about the map of it in XY because it's practically the same. X and Y, they really try to appeal to the OG generation, just like they did here. It is interesting to see X and Y as kind of like a direct reaction to Pokemon Black and White, where they tried to essentially Black and White, like what was it, 150 or something new Pokemon, and the old Pokemon weren't even in there to begin with. So, kind of like a soft reset on the series almost. People didn't like that. So like, all right, we need to pump nostalgia into this game. So like, all right, Pokemon X and Y, you get not one but two sets of starters, all right, and they all get megas. And not even the Pokemon that are native to the game get the megas, just the old ones. Yeah, I gotta wait until ZA 10 years later. More than 10 years. From X and Y. Low kick, there we go, there's some stab. Won't be usable here, but it's at least a little bit more powerful. Finally getting some levels on Amazon over here. That Weedle's gonna be a pain in the butt to evolve. That's a thing too. For the EXP share, man, I might do some grinding in between. That's fine though, I mean, considering this game has some grinding in it, it's not too bad because you can watch some JJK in between or do some other stuff. No! I was getting way too comfortable. Way too comfortable. Freaking crits, man. Scared me there. Train up this Mankey just for it to lose to a dang Caterpie. Thought I was gonna die. For real, that might have been roll low-key. Hey, you got a crit, buddy. Don't say that nothing went right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've left out about champions. I mean, I really just think it's going to be incredible, guys. I understand people might be a bit concerned about the battle pass and some of that stuff, but I really think that when it comes down to it, as a free-to-play player, we're going to get everything we need. It's not like we need to... I mean, at the end of the day, it's really just Pokemon, right? There's going to be a lot of cosmetic stuff, sure. But, I mean, I'm honestly fine getting that stuff, too. I mean, because this would be the only real game that would be worth it to me like that. Because, like, games like Fortnite and all that, I don't really play those. And not only I'm not very good at them, even Unite. But a game like this, where I know that I'm low-key goated, I mean, it'll be worth it for me. Like, this is my Fortnite, you know? So, it's worth it to splurge a little bit on that stuff for me, at least. Am I giving into capitalism? Sure. But we kind of are just by existing, honestly. we're just cogs in the machine. Alright, this thing isn't going to do anything but harden. We'll eventually kill him with Scratch. I will stay in here because a level 7 Metapod is going to be a good amount of EXP. So we'll just continuously chip him down. Good thing this thing doesn't get body pressed, man. It'd be Jover for us. Alright, I'm gonna mute the vid real quick because I'm gonna call my wife real quick. Alright, people. We're back. I think this is a new route. Is it not Route 2? Let me see. Is this a new route? Dupes either way. Let me see. Pokemon, Kanto, Route 2. Yeah, this is a new route. Oh wait, actually, I think the forest is right there. Let me see this. Have we got the map? Oh, we probably had to get the map from the sister, don't we? I think so. Wait, we should be able to see, actually. Does it say where we met this thing? Route 22. Oh, okay. Never mind. This is not a new route. Okay. Well, we're in Pewter City. We have a Mankey to take on Brock. We're gonna have to backtrack though. Well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. We have these extra Pokemon. We're gonna keep training up the Mankey, right? Let me see. What are Brock's levels? Pokemon. Fire Red, Leaf Green, Cerebi, Gym Leaders. Okay. Level 12, so level cap is level 14. Good to know. What are we at right now? Level 9 and level 10. Okay, we can deal with that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back. We're going to go back and get that darn map, man. I always forget. And then I'm going to do some grinding off screen maybe while the episode exports. To get Bug Month over here up to a Beedrill. So basically I want to get both Mankey and Charmander up to around 13. Which should happen pretty soon. Yeah, we're about to get this guy to 11. And then we'll take on the gym next episode. Now I'm trying to remember, were there any other points that I wanted to make about Pokemon Day? I guess I haven't really talked about Pokopia. I am low-key kind of excited to play that game. It looks like a lot of fun. It is $70, low-key. When I went on to the eShop last night to go take a look at it, and I saw the release date for it too. I was like, oh, I was surprised. Like, a lot of people were surprised by the release date, like, early on in March. I can't remember if we already knew that or not, but I saw the release date on there. I was like, oh, that's pretty soon. I was like, that's not too bad. So it's like, I can deal with that. Poison once again. That's the problem with trekking back through here continuously, though. Oh, I'm down to my last antidote. I'd have to, like, sell some Pokeballs or something. We just gotta get back to freaking the town, man. Let me see if I can 1v1 this thing. Pokopia seems cool, though. It's gonna be another game to hold us over. I'm not gonna do a playthrough of that or anything. It's kind of just like Animal Crossing, kind of. You just you're on a little island thing. The thing that makes it great about that game is that I can play it with other friends. And especially now that I got all the BHDL people, I'm sure there'll be people playing that. And of course, some of my IRL friends are probably going to be playing it too, so that'll be fun. Seems like a good time. And the other thing about it too is there might be some lore in there. I mean, it seems like we're basically on the Cinnabar Islands. So that might be kind of cool to look into. Like I was saying, $70 though is a bit much for it, honestly. But it'll be alright. But basically, I mean, $40, $70, like $110 in a very short span of time here. It'll be okay though. No, we need to go farther down. Because this is Viridian. We go all the way back down. Go all the way down. What else did we find out about Pokemon Day? A lot of the other side stuff. I guess, did we talk about Wind and Waves? I think we already did, but it looks really cool. Starters are, probably the most questionable starters we've ever had. Yes, the map. Oh my goodness, Daisy. Thank you so much. Literally, when I did my playthrough with Tony, I waited so long to get this thing. So if we take a look here at this town map that we now have. Viridian City, Route 2, Viridian Forest, still Route 2, and Diglett's Cave is there. Alright. Now we gotta work our way back up. Yeah, but as I was saying though, the starters are, like, the more that I look at them, the more I've gotten used to them. When I first looked at them, it was a shock. Especially the fire type one, because usually I always love the fire type ones, and this was like, ooh. I mean, I guess Crocolar, not gonna lie, I kind of had the same reaction to Crocolar. But Crocolar grew on me. What can I say? Not Crocolar, what is it called? What is the pre-evolution of Crocolar? What's the base form? Skeledirge starter. What is Skeledirge? Fuecoco. How could I forget Fuecoco? I mean, Crocolar low-key too, I was kind of iffy on. I knew Quaxley was goated, of course. Same with, I was really hyped about the little cat, frickin', what's it called? Sprigatito. That one's goated. Meowscarada, obviously goated. But these guys, although low-key, that frickin', I mean, I picked Meowscarada. I broke my usual fire starter option. I went for Meowscarada because I knew it would have protein. Low-key, the Brout, man. Angry Birds, dude. He's kind of goated, man. He might be goated. The freaking... What's it, the aqua one? The water one? I don't know how you pronounce it, but like Gekwa, I think. It looked a little scary at first, but I think that dude might be strong. He might be goated. Our fire type guy, Pombon or whatever. I don't know, fam. I'm gonna need to see some later forms. We're gonna need something better. I need to sell some stuff. Like, do I even have anything to sell? I think let's just brute force it and try and make it through this forest. We are in dire need of money and items and everything, man. Do you guys have anything here? I skipped over you guys before. Of course I have a Rattata. Is there anything else here? I don't think I really looked here. Good thing about the cocoon is that they don't really hurt us. They just keep hardening. Yeah, the game itself, Wind and Waves, looks absolutely incredible. And I think, like I said, I knew too that with Champions, or whatever, I was thinking whatever game that it was going to be, not only is it going to make the competitive scene better, it's also better for the games themselves, because then they can purely just focus on being the games. And that's why I knew that it was a goated idea. I knew it was a goated idea, because it would then allow both the competitive and the casual side to max out. You know, to be the best absolute versions of themselves. Low-key, I'm gonna go out in a bug month here, that way I can't get poisoned. Also, I guess we haven't really talked about the physical special split. Maybe we get into that more in the next episode. I think there was some sort of glitch where either bug or poison was super effective against bug and poison. Okay, I don't think this is going to work out. It's going to take way too long. I was only doing this so we could get poisoned. But if it's going to be like this, I'll just shoot myself. No. I'll just go out and the other guy. And we'll heal up if we need to. Dang it. Please be an antidote right there. To walk all the way back to the part. I should go Oko. I'm gonna put some music and speed up where I wasn't able to talk, but we got like 2 crits in a row. I don't know if we can brute force it, y'all. What item is this? A Pokeball! We have 1 potion. 16 health. 1. I'll take it. I'm running from this encounter. Actually, no, I need the experience. Just Oko this thing, man. Not quite. Thank goodness we got that potion. Otherwise, we might be about to lose our Mankey here. Okay, I think we need to sell some Pokeballs to get an antidote to get us through this forest. 1, 2. How much are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's just potion up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we went there right there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Jeez. Okay, we need to sell some potions, or some Pokeballs for some potions, man. Actually, wait. What am I saying? Let's just run from every encounter. We got the level up, right? We're level 10? We don't need any more. What am I saying? We don't need any more. Let's not... We need those Pokeballs. Let's just blitz through the forest. Just run away from every encounter. It'll be fine. Actually... Let's just put you at the front. That way we don't have to level you up as much off screen. That way you'll be just ready to go. Although you're not really going to fight Brock, we're going to use Mankey, obviously. But yeah, man. By having champions fully focused on the competitive, now we don't need any battling. We don't need battles, honestly, in Wind and Waves. We just need them to connect to home and then be able to go over into champions. So that can allow those games to be the best they absolutely can because they don't have to worry about integrating a battle system. I would still like for the turn-based traditional system to be in the game itself. But if it isn't, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it because it'll be in Champions. I would still like abilities to be in there and all that. That'd be cool. Alright, there we go. Nice little 3070 XP. Check out this Caterpie now. Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can get ourselves a Beedrill off screen. Actually, I guess I'll... Well, let's go and get the Weedle, I guess, this episode. That way I can start off with this evolving the Beedrill right away next episode. Because he's level 5. Right, he's about to evolve into a Kakuna. So let's go and do that. It'll just take a little bit of switch training here in a minute. Because the episode is already going to be shorter because I'm going to shorten that one segment where I wasn't talking. Speed it up with some music. We need to get some cash. Maybe there's some trainers to take on. So let me go ahead and put Kakuna up front because we don't have any more potions currently. We do have sacks, but I'm not willing. I don't want to necessarily use them right now. What we need is some cash. Anybody know where I can get some cash around here? Oh, great. Just let me go to that other route. I'll port it off screen. Classic Pokemon. Isn't it crazy that this is the game that enticed a worldwide phenomenon? Are you gonna let me pass? Dang it. No! Don't do it to me again! You showed me already! Come on. Dang. They're really not giving me a lot of options here to grind, y'all, or get some more cash. We might have to sell our Pokeballs for potions eventually. Okay, fine. I'll train on Route 2 right here. Get this dang Kakuna leveled up. Or the Weedle evolved into a Kakuna, rather. Bug month. Get me out of here. You can probably take a gust. So the way I think about the physical special split, right, is all the standard stuff, right? Fire, water, grass, electric, all that jazz. I think even ice and dragon, it's all special. The physical ones are kind of intuitive too. Fighting, normal, flying, steel is in this game. A lot of that, it all equals out. I might have to look at some, I mean, ground, rock, you know, the standard stuff. The only thing that trips me up sometimes is that Ghost is physical, and yet Dark is special. They should have really swapped the two. It would have really helped. I mean, it makes sense that Ghost should be special. Why wouldn't it be? It's a spectral figure. Normal types can't hit it. But then Dark is special for some reason. I don't know why they did that. I guess because Ghost was already special. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. I really do think there might be a good chance that Gen 10 comes out Pokemon Day next year. 2/7/27 or 2/27/27. Well, it's doing a lot of damage. I had to hold my breath. I didn't get crit. Alright, we're forced to switch out here. There's the crit. Poison's doing nothing, man. Nice little 12 experience. It's gonna take a hot minute. We might have to speed this part up too. Alright. We did it, folks. There we go. Level 6, baby. Wait. Is it level 7? Ah! Oh! I thought it was level 6. Okay, is that gonna do it? Yes! Here we go. Please! Evolve! Yes, we did it! All that grinding! Gonna put some Glitch X City music or something there, but we did it, folks. Our first evolution of the Nuzlocke. And it's a Kakuna. Bug month. We use this thing as long as it's bug month. It's gonna be over tomorrow. Alright, but there we go. We have a Kakuna, who knows? Poison Sting. Shed Skin, not bad, not bad. Pretty sure it's gonna change after, but you know. We take those, we take those. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Having the abilities, like, that's when you play red and yellow, you never get that. So honestly, anytime I might want to play red or yellow, I mean, why not? Why wouldn't I just play this version? I mean, there's a reason why. I mean, people love playing Radical Red. It gives them nostalgia of Gen 1, but the updated graphics, you know? Alright. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one when we're about to evolve into Beetle. Bye.